Appreciate the time. I'm gonna give it probably 30 seconds or so. Let the room fill up. We've got 25 so far, so people are still streaming in. For people who don't know me, my name's Josh Maskell. We've got Ben Cockayne on the line as well, who's going to be speaking tonight. And the purpose of tonight's call is to let people know exactly what we're doing. Your friends probably got you on the call tonight, dragged you on there, text you, whatever they've done. And our goal tonight is to let you know what we're doing, how we're doing it, and what could be in it for you. This is definitely a call for the new people. For a call for people who are not yet involved in the Elite Network, not yet involved in Organo Gold. But what I'm going to do to start with, before I go into the information about what we're doing, I'm going to invite my good friend Ben Cockayne on the call. Professional athlete, plays Volkei. He'll share his story, but what Ben's done in such a short amount of time has been outstanding. We've been travelling the UK, sharing this brand and sharing this opportunity with like-minded people. We've just got back from St Andrews in Scotland. We're down in Watford tomorrow, and what we're doing is really working. So a little bit of advice just from me before we let Ben speak is just be open-minded. That's the one thing that I recommend to be. I look back 3 years ago to where my life was, and it wasn't where it is today. So that's one bit of advice before we get into it. Be open-minded, take notes. What I do after is get your questions answered, and if you like what you see, you like what this network's about and what we're doing, then get involved in what we're doing, because what we're doing is working. So Ben, I appreciate your time, matey. If you can unmute and just share a little bit about what you've been doing, your background, and why you're excited.
Am I on? Cheers, Masky lad. Right, guys, I'm just going to tell you a bit about myself, really, and a bit about what I've been doing, and why I'm really excited about Organo Gold in the UK at the moment, because for me, the things that are going to happen over the next 18 months are just going to be astonishing. But, you know, in terms of myself, as Josh said, my name is Ben Cockayne. I'm a professional athlete in the UK. I play for Hull Kingston Rovers, and I've played pro sport. I've been fortunate enough to play pro sport now for probably 10 years, 10, 11 years. So I have been very, very fortunate in that aspect. But previous to professional sport, my life was very different, you know, very, very different. You know, I left school with absolutely nothing. So, you know, I always try and say to people, look, if you're looking at this information first time, you know, you can do it. You can do it, because, guys, I've got no education, left school with nothing, went to college, dropped out of college. And then after college, you know, I found myself walking down the Wakefield High Street one day, and I just walked into the Army Careers office. And off I went and joined the Armed Forces, and you know, that was where my adult life kind of started, in the Armed Forces. I was only 17 years old when I joined, and I served our country in Iraq and Northern Ireland, which I'm extremely proud about. And then when I came out of the forces, I was fortunate enough to get picked up part-time, semi-professional, for a team called Doncaster. And then on the back of my first season with Doncaster in 2005, I signed for a club called Hull Kingston Rovers for the 2006 season. Now, I stayed with Hull KR up until 2011. In 2011, I left Hull KR midway through the season to join Featherstone. And then at the beginning of 2012, I joined Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. And I stayed with them for 2012 and 13. And then in 2014, Hull Kingston Rovers bought me back. You know, for a transfer fee from Wakefield, because I was playing pretty well at the time. So that's me. That's kind of my background and where we're at now. But what I want to quickly talk to you about is network marketing. You know, why I absolutely am in love with this industry. What we have done so far, what I've personally done so far, and what I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you to blow smoke up my own backside or anything like that. I just want you to understand, guys, that if you are willing to commit and put a bit of work into this gig, there's going to be some serious income coming your way, and that's just a fact, you know. And I'm not here to tell any lies to anybody or make any promises or anything like that. I'm telling you that with a bit of hard work, a bit of commitment, and a bit of desire, you know, you've got absolutely everything to look forward to with this industry. So I've been in network marketing for around 2.5 to 3 years. Previous to Organo Gold, I was with another company. And I was very successful with that company. I made 6 figures annually, which were great. And like I said previously, guys, I came into network marketing, no education. So you really, really do not have to be the brains of Britain to work this industry. you need to be able to be good at two things, particularly with Organo Gold. You need to know how to switch on a kettle, and you need to know how to speak to people. And if you can do that, and you can do that to a good standard, then you can make some great money, guys. And that is as simple as it is. I mean, me and Josh, as he's already touched on, we've been travelling the country, putting the kettle on in different places all around the country, introducing new people, meeting new friends, and growing this brand. And what our ambition is with this group of people. So if you're on here as a member already, or if you're on here as a guest, we want you to know that we are going to be ripping right into this business, and we're going to be making this brand, a very well-known brand in the UK and abroad and overseas. So if you're a guest on the call and you're undecided whether you're going to come along for the ride, that's no problem. My advice would be get in and learn how to do it along the way, because that's how my network marketing career started. I had absolutely no idea of what network marketing was. I had no idea of what I was supposed to do. I just got involved, followed some simple instructions with a much more complex product than coffee, by the way, in my first company, and I went on to make a 6-figure annual income. So now we're dealing with a product that is, in my opinion, a global habit. I'm not trying to change anybody's habit with what I'm doing with Organo Gold here. What I'm trying to do is, change a brand to a healthier brand, and a great tasting brand, by the way. So that's where we're at the moment. This group is on some serious momentum. And as I said, guys, if you're on here as a guest, whether you come along with us or not, that's not going to make a difference to us or the person that invited you to this call, because it's going at a ridiculous pace. And whether you decide to jump on this ride with us or not, it's not going to make a difference to us. But I can guarantee you, if you do decide you're going to have a crack, it's going to make a big difference to you, provided you're willing to follow some simple instructions and rip into it. So, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you about in terms of myself. And I'm just going to hand it back over to Josh now and let him crack on with the information. But thanks for listening to me. And as I said, one final tip, again, if you're a guest, guys, don't think about it, just do it. That's exactly what I did. No idea what I was doing, and like I said, 6 figures annually I was making, and that's what I'm going to be doing again with this brand. So, guys, hope to see some of you soon. And Josh, thanks for the opportunity to speak, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, just gets me excited every time you hear him speak, just how excited he is. And when he says 6 figures, it means 100 grand a year, and that ties into my story, because mine's a little bit different to Ben's in terms of I went to study. I was relatively smart, I would say, and went down south, studied, and had the ambition to go in the police force. I studied down there, wanted to work through the fast track there, and got a great degree. Had a great time down there. I mean, I'm an advocate of education, never bash jobs or education, but when I came back up north, there was just no work. I was applying for graduate work and even mediocre jobs, I explained, and mediocre salaries, and people were turning me down, and I just couldn't get a break. So I'd worked through that education process, came back, no jobs, and got involved in the personal training profession and enjoyed that, and always enjoyed helping people, enjoyed working for my own money, but it just wasn't enough. Always exchanging my time for money, and you can only work so many hours in that field. I mean, I was doing 10-hour days, 12-hour days, and I was fed up and got offered an opportunity. Like Ben, didn't really understand what I was doing. Kind of thought it was a sales job. And I kind of had to get my head around this distribution model. I mean, word of mouth marketing, I call it, social network marketing, because that's what we do. Is we recommend products, we recommend services, and if you do that enough, then you've got a business opportunity. And that's what we're doing with this elite network. Over the next 90 days, we're taking this concept, okay, this brand, and we're making it happen. And we've had a fast start. We've got over 500 members now who are customers, distributors, building the brand. And for me, that's the opportunity right there. It's you're seeing something right at the very beginning, and everything has a starting point. Okay, Facebook, Google, Apple, everything started somewhere. People thought Zuckerberg were crazy when he started Facebook. Do you know what I mean? But now every single person has got that, and you've never seen Facebook advertise. It's word of mouth. Your friend recommended it, so you did it. And that kind of ties it into this. When I was first offered this opportunity, coffee, it just didn't make any sense to me. I can remember when Dave, who brought me into the business, explained that, listen, I found a product that's perfect for network marketing. And I was fairly successful in network marketing and received the occasional pitch from other companies, and you've heard it, Magic Juicers and all this other stuff. So I said, well, what is it? And he said coffee. And coffee just didn't make any sense at the time. And I explained why. Number one, I didn't drink it. And number two, what I said to Dave was, listen, everybody's already drinking it. But that was the genius part there. The genius part is that we're dealing with a product, a commodity, that 99% of people are aware of and 70% of people are addicted to. So that was a clue there. And that's what I say, you've got to take your customer hat off if you don't drink coffee and look at it as a business. And that's what I did. And we got started. We got started with 10 boxes, and I started sampling the product. And this business, it's all about simplicity. We give away free samples, and we talk to people like Ben said. We boil the kettle, we have a conversation, and there's an opportunity linked to that as well. Do you know what I mean? And for me, that's great. And our company's generated so many success stories so quick, so soon, and it's the #1 ranked momentum company in all of this industry. And that to me is just because everybody knows coffee. It's a simple product that people will socially share anyway. And what they talk about now is the company's going through what's called stage 2 or wave 2. It's where we're attracting people. Do you know what I mean? We're attracting people to what we're doing. There's enough attention on the brand for people to take a look at what are those guys doing. And like I said, it built through a sample-based methodology. Anybody can give away a free sample. And the reason why I explain that works is I've already mentioned Facebook. You've got companies like when I was a kid, AOL. They constantly give away free CDs, and if the product says what it is and it does what it says it's going to do, you'd buy. And that for me, and right now, Wave 2 has started. You've got the likes of Greg Norman, Manny Pacquiao are putting the names to this brand. But still in the UK, it's relatively unknown. Everywhere we visit, 99% of people we speak to do not know what OrganoGold is, and that's a great opportunity to be in, because as I mentioned, you've got to be at the right place at the right time, and this elite network, what we're building, we've got the right people. And what I first want to explain is, I won't keep you long tonight, it's going to be 20 minutes max, is explain why coffee and network marketing makes sense. So when I started doing my research, I didn't understand just how big that coffee market was. I mean, second most traded commodity in the world next to oil, and it's recession proof. Warren Buffett said the investments that he makes, and the safe investments all the time, is tobacco, alcohol, and coffee, because no matter what happens in people's lives, they will still find a way to incorporate coffee into that lifestyle. And it's not a fad. I mean, coffee drinking is not a fad. You're not born a coffee drinker. It's a habit that's formed over time, and typically once you start that habit, it's very hard to come away from it. I mean, people every single morning wake up and they desire coffee. So you want to get your income attached to people's habits, and that's what I found with this. And I found that from giving away free samples, people want to buy more, and people want to know a little bit more about the opportunity, and that's the simplistic thing. And the key with this industry, word of mouth marketing, is you want #1 a product, but #2 a system that can be duplicated by the masses. I'm not a good salesman. I've never been into sales, and I'm not business orientated, but with this, I truly believe that anyone can put their name to this brand. They can partner up with us in the Elite Network and make this work. You've then got other companies like Starbucks. Do you know what I mean? Everybody knows Starbucks. Everyone's probably been in there, or Costas, these sort of franchises. And these companies made it acceptable to charge £2, £3, £4 for a cup of coffee, and they created what's called the gourmet category. Okay, and most people ask me, well, what does gourmet mean? Yes, it's the taste, but it's the price. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got companies who looked at what Starbucks were doing. They're growing at $1 billion per year in growth during the recession. You had companies like McDonald's then who copied. I mean, they looked over the road, saw that Starbucks was packed, always filled the shops, and they followed suit. McDonald's actually already served coffee in the shops, but it was a bit of an inexpensive add-on. The kind of, you had it with your meal, but what they looked at is, it says, right, we've seen some profit potential there. So what they did was they rebranded, remarketed. They took 70% of their ad budget and put it onto McCafe. I mean, new cups, increased the price, and tens of millions of dollars of revenue per quarter has been generated through that. Just look in the shops now. The majority of the marketing is tailored to coffee. KFC, Costa vending machines. Just take a look everywhere you go now. this trend of coffee drinking is massive, and that's because of the profit potential that their Burger King. Coffee as a commodity achieved a growth rate 7 to 10 times that greater than the British economy. That means that this is recession-proof, and this is a recession-proof business. And you've got to look at, when you're looking at a business opportunity to create part-time income to start with, what's going to be a product that everyone will always want. And for me, that's coffee. And what these companies figured out is that it is in fact a commodity. And I laugh every time now where you even see Costa and Starbucks drive-thrus. You've got Costa. We have a conversation yesterday. Now Costa have even made unmanned vending machine, £3 for a drink. And for me, Organo Gold is the right product at the right time. And all we're looking for now with the Elite Network is for people to jump on board in what we're doing, share coffee, share a business, and build a part-time income. And that's what you want to think. I mean, make this specific to you. Who do you know right now who drinks coffee? I mean, when will they stop? Okay, and if you could offer them a healthy alternative, would they make the switch? That was the only question I asked myself, and I believe you could get enough people to make that switch. And if people get in that health component, that healthier coffee, will they tell their friends about it? Yes. That's a residual product every single day of the week. So the purpose of this call is that now we've got more people looking at it. We've got 43 people on the call tonight, and listen, we can't guarantee anything. It's all performance-driven income. Do you know what I mean? With this, you're not going to see products like this in shops, in stores, in Starbucks, anything like that. It's word-of-mouth marketing. It's sold person to person where the advertising agents, and if we do that enough, okay, we can make big money. You know what I mean? It's just building networks. And what I found with our generation is we're all socially connected. We can have 60 conversations with people in 60 different countries in 60 seconds on these phones because everything's connected now. Okay, we're speaking now on a platform. I'm speaking in my own home with 42 different people. So networking and what we're a part of has never been easier now with what we've got in terms of the internet and then the social networks. And all we do is we feed that product through our pre-made networks. Like I said, all our friends will already be drinking Starbucks, Costa, Red Bull, Lucasades, caffeinated drinks. So why not give them a healthy alternative and give them a potential part-time business opportunity as well? And that's the key for me. And the products that we've got now, it's getting more and more. We've got black coffee, green tea, red tea, mocha, lattes. We've got the capsules. We've even brought out the Nespresso type pods, okay, the espresso range. So what we're doing is we're taking everyday items, okay, commodities, products that people consume every single day, and we're making them healthier, and that's what makes us that little bit different. And what makes us different is a herb called Ganoderma. Write that down, do your own research. I'm not an expert on it, but what I do know is it allows the body to perform the way it was supposed to perform. As if you look here, it's actually, I'm just reading an article now about it, it's reishi mushroom lingi. Do your own research. What Ben and myself always tell you to do is insert any problem before Ganoderma and check it out. Okay, it's outstanding. And what Organo Gold have got is the purest form. They've got 100% certified organic Ganoderma, and what they've done is genius. So they've taken this powerful superfood, super herb, they've infused it into everyday items. So I've always been in and around nutrition, and I understand that the majority of people don't like to take pills, okay? Don't like to do that, but people are in the habit of drinking coffee and tea, hot chocolate all the time. So what they've done is taken the habit and they've infused it with the health component, and that's the key for me, okay? That's what makes it that little bit different. You know what I mean? You can make that habit healthier, and if you get your head around that, it's genius. And for the pricing as well, it all makes sense. So what Organo Gold have done is they've taken this Ganoderma and they've infused it into everyday items. So that's the product. This is the Elite Network, and what you want to know is how do you make money. So from a system standpoint, as I've said, we give away free samples of coffee, and I've already explained why that makes sense. And with this, there's no need for any high-level trainings. I don't need to confuse you on sales tactics and stuff like that. It's easy, it's simple, it's coffee. That's the slogan of the company. And there's two things we do from that as a company, as a network. And number one is we build a community of coffee drinkers. We were open for business in, I believe, Ben, I think it's 40 countries now. and growing by the day. We've just opened in Turkey, just opened in Hong Kong. So think locally, okay? You're going to have friends and coffee drinkers who you know in your neighborhood, but who do you know outside of that? Who do you know? Like, I've just sent my some product to Guernsey, the Channel Islands. We've got business partners started in Australia, speaking to someone from Papua New Guinea. So this thing's working, okay? And like I said, it's never been easier to stay connected now with these things. And so number one, we build a community of coffee drinkers. And number two is we recruit and we enroll other entrepreneurs and business partners who start part-time to build that community even bigger, because the whole foundation is that we want people using this product and building a business with this product, and that's the key for me. So with those activities stated, OrganoGold pay us in 7 different ways. Number one is retail. So once you get started tonight and you join the Elite Network, you're going to get this product at wholesale price. And all we do then is we put a markup of 50% or thereabouts, and we retail that product. We go out there and we find customers who want to drink a better quality product. And there's so many different ways for that. It just makes sense. People are already spending the money on that. Why not offer them a healthy alternative? The retail is the foundation. Okay, you've got person-to-person sales, home events, trade shows, charities, so many different ways to retail a product. That just makes sense. Number two is the fast track commission. This is whenever you make a recommendation to this business and people want to get started, to see it makes sense, to see coffee makes sense, to see this network makes sense, and they want to get involved in what we're doing. Okay, once they buy their product, their promotional packs, you're going to get paid a one-off commission on the size of that pack. It's bronze, silver, or gold. We can explain that a little bit later on, but you're going to be paid up to £95 on that recommendation, okay? And don't be put off by that, because you see some people and think, oh, it's one of those things. And listen, we make recommendations all the time. Restaurants, wine, cinema, movies, DVDs, whatever it is. You're just never paid for a recommendation. Like I said, with this, you're partnering with a $1 billion brand, and it's cost £190 to get started, and you get product for that. So like I said with this, we're the advertising agents. We go out there and we build the brand, and we bring in new business partners. This company doesn't want to pay for billboards, advertisings, because that doesn't work anymore. This business model works, and that's what we do. So the third way we get paid is Dual Team. What we're asking you to do here is, can you find 2 people who want to come into business with you and build this with you? And like, when I look back to when I started, all my friends drink coffee or caffeinated drinks, and all my friends want to make money. You don't get anyone who wakes up and says, I wish I was a little bit pullier, or you don't get anyone who wakes up and thinks I was a little bit more skin. Okay, you're going to find people who it makes sense to, who want to get involved in what we're doing. And all we do there is build 2 sales teams, one left, one right. And at the end of every single week, OrganoGold will take a snapshot of your entire organization. They will pay you a commission of up to 20% on that. So the only thing you've got to do there is go out and find 2 people. And what you're going to see with this is, tomorrow night there's going to be a webinar the exact same as this. Invite your friends to this and get started. Ways 4, 5, 6, and 7 are what's called residual income. So every time you make a recommendation to this service, this business, every time they reorder, you're going to be paid a commission on that. So for the new people on the call, that can be a little bit confusing. So what I do here is I give you a breakdown or an example, a test drive of how it looks in real life. So number one, answer these questions personally now to yourself. Do you believe you can change the brand of 10 people's coffee brand, tea brand to OrganoGold? Okay, and if you look at that, you're going to get 10 customers from that. Your average customer purchases 2 boxes. The average price per box is £25. So you're going to be in profit £230 there per month just from getting 10 people to switch their brand to OrganoGold. The second question we ask is, from a business standpoint, over 18 months, do you believe you can build a distributor base, okay, a network of what we're doing like this, of 1,000 people? That's not personally, that's just collectively. An example there, you find 10 friends, they go and tell 10 of their friends, that's 100, they tell 10 of their friends, you've got 1,000 people, and with a product as universal as this, definitely can do that. And if you look at a team of 1,000 people, all just getting their 10 customers, that's 10,000 customers, each buy 2 boxes, that's 20,000 boxes of coffee. So you're looking at big commissions there. And what OrganoGold do is, every time you build a base like that, they're going to pay you between 8 and 12% on commission. So this is just, get your head around this, okay? This thing works, it's working. And if you just build this brand enough, you share the story, you share the free samples enough, you can build what Ben's already commented on, which is residual income. And that's what everybody wants. Is when I look, I remember when I look back when I was working as a PT making £1,000 a month, I always wanted more money, but I didn't know how to do it. I had no one telling me what to do. Whereas with this network, we're going to tell you what to say, show you what to do, step by step, and teach you what we've got. You don't get that in typical business. And the only other ways, have you got a plan? The only other ways that you can make money is you work more hours, we either set up a franchise, or you partner up with a company like this. And they're the free options that I see for people nowadays. And I couldn't work more hours. I didn't have enough hours in the day. I didn't have the capital or the money to set up my own franchise. And so I partnered up with a company like this, and it works. And for me, Wave 2 is happening. Okay, this company is moving fast. Okay, like I said, it started with 4 people who got started in my front room that 10, 12 months ago, whenever it was, and we've built that now to 700 customers and business partners who are going out and building the brand. And word of mouth marketing works. And I just want to thank you for taking the time out. Get back to the person who invited you to the call and get your questions answered. Like I said, there's going to be another call tomorrow, and this will be OG's breakthrough year. Do you know what I mean? This thing, any single marketplace that it's gone into, it's made work, it's built, it's established, and the UK's on the brink of doing that. So I'm going to quickly invite Ben just to close off and just share a few ideas on where you see this going, mate, and what's got you so fired up, mate, and we'll close it off. So, like I said, get your questions answered. History tends to repeat itself. There is a small aspect to this business where it does pay to get in and get yourself positioned. So if you can do that, if you're good for the 190, get your place, get your product, and let's get started. Ben, if you can just close it off, mate, and share what's got you excited.
Well, I'm just really excited about the simplicity of the product, and like I said already, for me, the coffee industry now is bigger than ever, and it's just growing and growing and growing. And I think coffee as well now. I don't know if I don't think Josh touched on this, but when I was growing up, you used to see your parents, your grandparents, and the older generation. They were the only people that drink coffee. Now you see the 18 to 30-year-olds meeting up in Costa, Starbucks, KFC have even now launched a coffee brand and fitted Wi-Fi in all their restaurants. So everything's pointing in the right direction, guys. And network marketing does work. I learned off a guy called Steve Martin who makes in excess of $3.5 million a year from this industry. He just calls it the new economic model, and this is the way to really truly create wealth for you and your family. Yes, the 9-to-5 jobs are great because it provides. Well, does it provide stability? Some would argue it doesn't provide stability anymore, but the great thing about network marketing is this is all performance and effort based. If you want to make £200 a month, you can do that quite easily. If you want to go out and make £2 grand a month, that's within your reach as well, guys. But like I said previously, you've got to be willing to put some work in. If you're going to come into the business and expect money to appear in your pocket, like some of my group have done, and then people probably won't even be on this call tonight, so I don't really care about saying that. But people come into this business to think, oh yes, I'm going to make a ton of money. I've heard about what Ben did, what Josh did, or whoever. But let me tell you, guys, it does not work like that. Give it a bit of commitment, give it a bit of effort, and give it some desire. Get passionate about what you're doing. Believe in the system and the structure that the company has put in place, and just get ready for what's coming. Whether, like I said, guys, whether you choose to come along or not, that's no problem to us because it's not going to affect our lives. But I can guarantee you, if you want to come along for the ride, it's going to affect your lives in a positive way if you can carry out some simple tasks. So, guys, that's all I've got to say. We look forward to working with you. Look forward to travelling the country even more to your area at some point very soon. Because let me tell you, me and Josh, we've made a commitment. We will travel the length and the breadth of the country to make sure this booms and to make sure that our group, our organisation, are the ones that are going to benefit from this brand in the UK. So, guys, thanks ever so much for listening, and Josh, thanks again for the opportunity. Cheers.
Yeah, Ben, appreciate that. So, like I said, get your questions answered, and in anything, there's always 3 types of people: people who make things happen, people who watch things happen, or people who say what just happened. And like I said, this will be OG's breakthrough year, and 3 to 5 years in the future, you don't want to look back and think, right, I remember when those guys approached me about that opportunity and I turned it down. And that's the thing for me, is you don't want to look back and say, damn, I wish I'd have done that. I mean, get yourself positioned, get that bronze pack ordered, connect with me on Facebook, and get started, get enrolled, get yourself excited, keep fired up, because this is an opportunity. Like I said, this is the bridge to get from where you are now, whatever that is, and get to where you want to get. So guys, appreciate the time, and see you guys later.